Can you tell me like what the thought process was behind keeping Maddie? I mean, obviously it's because you guys were closer with her. She's been here for longer.
That's
That's
what
the
it was.
obvious.
Bria really only wanted Timmy.
Okay.
Under different circumstances, the connection between Timmy and I would have worked out differently.
Oh my God, somebody save me from myself, please. When I started my channel, I promised myself that I would not be one of those YouTubers that are name calling or that say some of the most meaningful, hurtful things about, people that whose shows I review. But Chaz is tempting me. Oh my God. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. It's your girl Valerie. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island USA, season 4, episode 18. So, as you can see from that conversation, Chaz is questioning. Serenity said he was very revengeful and he was very calculated, that it was scary. And I think I sort of thought about it, and now it makes sense. He, I think he The reason why he went after Serenity and embarrassed her like that, as I said in my previous review, was because she didn't get over Tyler and she didn't show him the same affection as she showed Tyler, because he was present and he did see them when Tyler was still around before Tyler was eliminated. One. And I think the other thing was he was sending a message to the girls because they eliminated his sister. And Serenity, I think he felt should have fought for his sister to stay in the villa. And that's why he decided to embarrass her like that and get her sent home. His sister came in and stated as the season started, as I said yesterday, that she was more interested. Jeff was the type, but she was more interested in Timmy because there were qualities in him that she liked. As she left the villa, she was still talking about Timmy, and she even said in the unseen bits yesterday, there was a clip where she was saying, "Oh, Jeff is saying to me, it's been 4 days. Why are you still not over Timmy?" So I don't get Chaz's argument that, oh, why did you send my sister home instead of Maddie? And I don't get why he is going after Maddie. Is it because she moved on after he tried to sort of couple up with him when his sister matched him with Serenity? And I think by the time he tried to go back to her, she had moved on to Andy. So I don't know whether that's the reason why he feels that way. Anyway, um, so. I'll review the couples as I normally do, just to say that they did have an award ceremony, and Timmy and Zita won for hottest couple. Most boring couple, Courtney and Bryce. I think it's because they don't have any drama. Um, Least genuine was Kat and Chaz, and even Stevie Wonder could see that coming a mile away. And the one-sided relationship was Deb and Jesse. And in my opinion, I think it was more because Deb has put up with a lot from Jesse, and even when he went after Val, she still took him back. And at the moment, she still hasn't received the sort of things that she wants. He justified himself. He said, I am still learning about my love language too. I'm still trying to figure things out. And I have to appreciate Deb because she's been there and she supported me and she stood by me and hasn't sort of wavered. And at the end of the season, at the end of the episode, sorry, we do see Jesse. Bryce, Jared, and Chaz are in the bottom four for the boys, and for the girls, it's Maddie, Courtney, Naja, and Kat. I have a feeling that the boys are going to save Maddie just because she's. I know. Jeff and Isaiah were sort of saying that Matt is not moving on, but I've got a feeling that they with Timmy are going to save them, and instead they're going to send one of the girls home. Either they're going to send Naja or they're going to send Kat. I think the only reason they might not send Naja is because Jeff is in the deciding group, so he might say, "I've got a connection with her. We're still trying to work on things." But then on the other end, Isaiah might say, "She's a problem for me. I need her gone." So it depends on who has the louder voice between the two guys. On the girls' side, they are voting for the guys. And I have a funny feeling that because Courtney is close friends with Zita, and Zita knows the problems that they're having, unless Courtney said that, no, I think things have gone beyond repair, I need to get rid of him, that's how they'll send Bryce home. Chances are it's either going to be Jared or Jesse. I don't think he's going anywhere. Jesse, I don't think he's going anywhere. Part of me wants the girls to embarrass Chaz the same way that he embarrassed Serenity and actually send him home because the three girls there were closest to Serenity, and so they might want to do that. Or the petty side of me wants them to save him. Hear me well. The reason why I would have wanted him either eliminated is by votes or if the girls were going to do it. But then come to think of it, I don't want the girls to dirty their hands because then Chaz will go and say, oh, they hated my sister and I, so that's why they first got rid of my sister and then they got rid of me. I want Kat to be the one that's his undoing because he embarrassed Serenity saying he had found the one in Kat. And I want Kat to either at coupling to pick somebody else or to come from Kasamo with somebody else. That's what I want. That would make my day. Anyway, I'll review the couples. Here we go. Sorry, it's been a bit long. So with Chaz and Kat have a conversation. Obviously, they are aware they've been voted that they are the least genuine. They know that Kat is now having buyer's remorse in the sense that she's crying that, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that I still want to explore things with other people. And it's like, well, you can't lie anyway. He's still going to notice it. And Isaiah was saying, oh, to Chaz, you don't want to waste your time again. Chaz didn't waste his time with Serenity. He went after something, and that something that he was chasing wasn't interested in him. And so you can't lay it on Serenity's door that she wasted this time because at the end of the day, Serenity said she didn't mind getting to know him, but romantically, she still wanted to explore things with Tyler and was not interested in him. So Chaz is his own worst enemy. If he's pursuing Kat and she's not interested in him, he's lost. If he stays, maybe he'll find someone in Casamo, but chances are that person will be using him to stay in the village, just like Kat did, and so on and so on and so on until he goes home. I don't see him winning, and I hope he doesn't win. Anyway, Nadia and Jeff. Nadia and Jeff for me are a bit tricky in the sense that Nadia was lucky in the sense that she got someone who's single, Jeff, but because she's still hooked on Isaiah. She keeps going on about Isaiah. And I don't get why those same people that were screaming at the top of their lungs that oh Serenity is going after a guy who's not interested in her are not saying the same thing about Nadia. I don't get it. Because they were going on and on at Serenity. Oh, she's chasing after Tyler, he's not interested. But Tyler was telling everybody with ears to hear that he all the good things about Serenity and why he wanted Serenity. When Sydney tried to sort of on their first night after the coupling, tried to sort of say to him, "Oh, Serenity speaks in her sleep." He quickly defended her and said, "Well, I do the same, so the two of us can talk in our sleep. That's fine." And so I don't get why people are not dragging Naja as well. I don't get it. And Jeff, on his part, sadly, he's been very unlucky. He went after Zita, and Zita, you could tell, was not interested in him, was after Tammy. You tried that Bria, and you could tell Bria was still after Tammy, and now he's with Nadia, who's after Isaiah. I hope in Kasamo he finds someone. I hope in Kasamo he finds someone. I would have liked him to go after Maddie because I think with Maddie they have great chemistry, but I think it's either Maddie doesn't see him as marriage material in the sense that because she said she's looking out for someone who wants to get married, and I think it might be she doesn't think he's ready to get married, or maybe she's concerned that her family might not accept him, and this is why she hasn't bothered to explore things with him. Maddie, on her part, is heartbroken when she finds out that this is what Chaz is saying, and I don't get why Chaz is like that because I understand at one point he wanted to couple up with Maddie when he first came in, and I don't know whether by the time he decided to do that, Maddie had moved on and was with Andy, um, and so that sort of brings a bad taste to his mouth, or whether it's just because he's defending his sister. And Maddie, people were saying, "Oh, Love Island is not the show for her." I think Love Island is the show for her because Love is Blind should have turned the guys off for the way she behaves. Most of them would have just been a no. Marriage at First Sight, I think Married at First Sight, it would depend on her luck because some of people have gone on it, have been lucky and they're still married today, and some people have struggled with the person that they've got married to, and have ended up being traumatized by that, by that marriage. So, and The Bachelor, nah, it's too cutthroat for Maddie. So I don't know. As I said, Maddie and Jeff should try and explore things. Um, with Jared, I think, is just using Maddie for the time being until he's waiting on Jesse either to go home or Jesse to couple up with someone, and then he will go after Deb. I think Jared's number one is Deb. right from the time he came in, she was his number one. And I think Maddie is just a placeholder until whatever the fate is with Deb. And the only way I think Jared will stay with Maddie, as I've said, is if Deb is still unavailable. And then Deb and Jesse, they got the one-sided relationship. I think they got the one-sided relationship just because Deb has put up with a lot from Jesse. She's put up with the foul incident. She's put up with the no touching, no making out. And it's sad that people are so quick on these reality shows to want to make out with someone, but in the real world, they wouldn't do that. You wouldn't start making out with someone after two, 3 days because that's more or less what it is. But then on these shows, people start complaining after 24, 48 hours. Oh, why are they not showing me interest? And it's like, it's only been 48 hours. I know you're together all the time, but it's only been 48 hours. You need to, slow your roll and love. So they had a conversation after they were voted one side. I think Deb thought it was more because she wasn't, as she wasn't giving as much as uh, Jesse was, but I think they have a lot of work to do. Yes, at the moment they are having PDA, but I think they need to do a lot of work. And I like the fact that when they were given the award, Jesse owned up and said, I'm still working on my love languages and still trying to figure things out. And I have to thank Debbie for staying by my side, which is good. Zita and Timmy, they won hottest couple. I think Zita is the mediator of the group. I think somebody implied this before because it seems she is there to sort of support when the new girls were crying in the last episode. She was supporting Nadia when Nadia was crying about, oh, I want Isaiah, and she offered to go and speak to Sydney, and Sydney refused and said, no, we ain't doing that. So I think at the moment, they've decided to put the drama aside and just continue to work on themselves and continue to be happy, which I like. They won the hottest couple. I think this was after they went into the hideaway. Oh my God, they had a great time in there, I said before. So I love them. I think they're great. I think they're now my favorite couple since Serenity and Tyler have gone home. Courtney and Bryce. Courtney and Bryce. I think Courtney was better off with Felipe. I think she saw a shiny object and sort of got taken in by that. But I think Bryce decided to couple up with Courtney because he thought she was the dumbest girl in the villa and he thought he could get away with manipulating her. But I think Courtney plays dumb. I think she's way smarter than she makes out. And I think because of the way she speaks and whatever she does, people underestimate her. I think she's way smarter than she makes out. Because when she went to speak to him, she complained that he's rolling his eyes, he's not as passionate with her as he was before. And, she expressed her concerns. And then she said she wanted to speak to him, but with someone present. So she got Zita to come along with her. And I was just like, oh my God, because he sort of tried to say, okay, I need to speak to you on my own. And she refused. And she said, I need Zita to help me. I think she wanted Zita there for backup so that she could pretend like the girls had encouraged her to do something when she is the one who was saying what she wants to say. Because I think she sees that he likes to be the smartest person in the relationship. And she's going to play that to her advantage. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Really a nice episode, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. Bye, everyone.